Jeremy, hey, it's Chip. Here's your swim videos. I'm gonna go over pretty much everything that you and I went over together, but this will give you something to fall back on, watch whenever you want, remember things to work on. Just wanted to show you this. This is where you started out. Remember this, because your effort kept the same, and by the end of the pool, um, we were cranking. So remember that picture. Um, okay. Let's get right into it. After watching this video a little bit, the word that I wanted to use and that I've used before with other people is that you were pressing your way through the water. You can see with your right hand here, you press down and you're getting a lot of bubbles that we talked about in here. And you can't compress air. You can compress. I should, let's reverse that. You can compress air and you can't compress a fluid when it's in a solid when it's in a container. But since you have all this bubbles right here, you really can't catch a solid, and it's not moving you through the water. And you can see as you come through here, your arm angle from shoulder to elbow, elbow to wrist is here, and here's the center of mass. So you're you're inside the body, and what we're looking for is getting this elbow up and out here. Um, if you'll not pay attention to what's on the screen and just the picture on the screen and just look at this. If you were swimming right at me and this was your head, what I'd really like to see is your arm here and hand down. That's what we're looking for. Elbow here, high elbow, and down. So nice and wide and high elbow, positive catch. That first paddle stroke, front quadrant heavy, is what's going to propel you through the water. Eyes are in an okay position for a triathlete. See how far underneath you got here. And you're just kind of unbalanced because you're so sideways in the water. And see also how you have to, from here, you have to scoop way inside your body to stay balanced and then way back outside your body. And people think you need to do this little S-curve move in the water. And really all that does is make you unstable and doesn't move you forward. Okay, so those were the major things that we worked on. Um, let's just watch this video a little bit. And oh, I remember we went to a side shot. One of the things that we looked at here was body position. So you were at an angle like this to the surface of the water. And so we really need you to raise your butt so the back of your head, the tops of your shoulders, and your butt are all on the surface of the water. Notice how the water is just a lot of bubbles. You're pretty thrashy through the water, not real smooth, and we fixed that as well. All right. And then let's go to a side shot. Yeah, you can see your hands coming underneath your body, then moving back to the outside. Yeah, see that one? Pretty severe there. Inside, way underneath you. That didn't do anything to move you forward. And then back out. Okay, side shot here for the catch. Okay, so what you were kind of doing is placing your hand. Now, granted, you were going slow here. We had the pull down pretty slow, but you can see your hand came in at an angle like this, and it actually came through the surface that way. So you can see the bubbles that it took. Whenever your hand is in an angle like that, that means you're throwing up a stop sign and you're getting pressure against you. Any surface that's not this way in the water If it's at any kind of an angle like this, you're going to get pressure against it and it's going to slow you down. Whether it's your knees, quads, your feet, your hands, anything. So we want to stay streamlined. And what we want to look for here is once your hand is in this position, if I put a box right here, I would want your elbow to stay where it's at, and what I'd want is you to go from here to here without moving your elbow. So you're catching behind a big cinder block and then using the surface, the back of your arm, your elbow, your forearm and hand and everything to move you through the water. And what we're getting is a drop, especially on your breaststroke right here. But see, that none of that moved you forward. The only thing that's moving you forward right now is your kick. That's going to tire you out. There's that elbow breaking, coming to the inside and then back out. But you can see there's just a lot of turbulence in there, a lot of air. Okay, that's where we started. Let's see where we go. Okay, Jeremy, this is your next video. What we started working on here was getting out wide and going into a deeper position. So staying outside of the box and getting out from underneath your body. And it was much better. Still a little flat on the entry, but see that angle? That's looking good. And go into the outside, and then, oh yeah, see that movement right there starting to look good. Your first movement after you glide, get your hand in position, was bringing your fingertips down. Let's see if we can do a stroke where you're not breathing. Oh, I just noticed something about your breathing too. You know what? While I'm here, let's just talk about it. Okay, you're going to breathe on this stroke, right? So you are pulling back, you're pulling back, you're pulling back, you're still pulling back, you're still pulling back, your nose is still forward, and finally you breathe. Okay. Now the problem is with that, your arm is coming over the top of the water and it's going to close you off. So you had a very short window of breath there. Let's go backwards. What you need to do if you're going to breathe on this stroke is it starts to move, follow it back right there. You should be breathing already at this point. So there's a drill called a cheek to shoulder drill that as you go to breathe, as your arm starts to move from the catch position and you start to pull back, press your cheek against your shoulder and follow it all the way back. You want the maximum amount of window, the biggest window you can get for your breath. So follow your shoulder back, cheek to shoulder drill, because you should already be breathing right here. And you're not moving to breathe until you are right here. And your arm is already on its way to close you off and enter in for the catch. So you're just not getting enough time to breathe. That'll tire you out. Not enough oxygen. Alright, let's go back to what we were at though. Good angle in entry, better positive catch, little bit of a lifting of your head. So here's your spine, and you can see we're kind of in an angle this way, and then your head's even more at an angle this way, a little bit tilted even more as compared to a straight line. See, I've got this angle in here, so your head is being picked up. Remember, you can breathe easier if your head is tilted from the top of your head forward and down and your chin pulled up than if you're lifting your head. Okay, I want to get rid of this little movement right here. Pulling in and going back out. That little swoopy thing right there. Well, yeah, we want to get rid of that. We'll stay outside the body. but it's already starting to look good. Yeah, we're going to keep the elbow from breaking in right there. Okay, that's all we needed to show here, really. Let me just double check. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the second video. I want to give you more breath by following your shoulder back. Okay, that's it for now. Okay, Jeremy, just to show you, this is where we were at, where we started, and now we're way up here. Some of the videos I've skipped because it's just going over the same information. But you're really progressing well. In this video, we were working on a deeper catch, and like your angle there, that's much better. You can, if you were in a triathlon and somebody's feet were right here, you would be going underneath them and avoiding the kick. Because if it's kicked, it's hard to get a stroke out of that. I know I've already said this, but I want to keep from that elbow breaking and getting underneath you. And you can tell here you're leading with your elbow. Whoops, let me go back. So you're leading with your elbow instead of the whole surface of your arm. If you break and pull your hand in underneath you, you're really only pulling with this surface right here. So we'll want to stay outside like that one. That one's great. But I think this is happening a lot because you're just breathing on one side, off your right side, and you're trying to kind of balance yourself. So your catch is better with your right hand. Definitely do some more bilateral breathing. I know we worked on that. That'll help balance your stroke. And I guess that's it for this video. Much better. Much better. Starting to get some more bubbles in the water, but that's actually just because we're speeding up the pool so much. Nice work. Okay, Jeremy, this I just wanted to show you real quickly. This is where I want to talk about one goggle in. See the angle of your head, both eyes out of the water, chin's lower than the top of your head. You need to reverse that. That's going to help keep your body position correct, your feet up higher, and that's going to help in a lot of ways. Good high elbow, like where your fingers are at. Entry's much better. We just want to avoid getting our head tilted up like that. Okay? Okay, Jeremy, just a little pressure watch here. Show you this is where you're at from the beginning. This is where you're swimming now. That's about a 130 per 100 pace. Very nice. Okay, let's take a look at this short video real quick. Alright, much wider, deeper. Good. That position right there is great. From entry, first position should be fingers down, holding elbow still. That's pretty good. It's much better. Again, I want to keep you from coming inside your body. Your hand, once it enters, should stay on a straight path and not do anything underneath you. We'll work more on that next time. I think we did, once we started doing the coral reef thing, swimming on a coral reef or swimming on a real shallow water, I think you started doing that better. Okay, that's it for this one. Okay, Jeremy, one of the things that I want you to work on is ankle flexibility and also raising the backs of your knees. If you can imagine, if I had a string that was tied to the back of your knee and I lifted it up as you swim, so the top of your head, backs of your shoulders, and your butt were all in a line, and the backs of your knees were up here. I would bet that your hip flexors are tight from being on the bike so much, and you're tight through here, and that's causing your drop knee. Remember, if you are at this angle, and better yet, let me do it this way. from your knee, and this is the surface here. Since this part of the surface is lower than this, that means you have all this frontal water pressure. And so water is going to be coming at you and hitting you here, and that's not streamlined. That's going to slow you down. So stretch out your hip flexors. That's going to help a bunch. That's from just spending so much time, especially on a mountain bike. Stretch this out. Draw your knees up, and also your ankle flexibility. Your toes, even in this position, should not be pointed down. At the floor. You're almost at 90 degrees. Actually, yeah. So that again is front pressure. If your foot is that way, you're getting water, and that's going to slow you down. So ankle flexibility. See, it's nice there. It's good and pointed, and then it scoops. Also, when you breathe, you've got a splay in your kick. So right there, see how wide that is there? You're trying to balance yourself as you rotate. I think it's because you're over-rotating in the shoulders. Your shoulders can be more stable, just like you run a very wide surfboard laying down and you're paddling outside that board. Shoulders can be more stable that way. Hips need to rotate, and that'll keep you from splaying so much in your kick right there in that breaststroke. Ding, yeah, pretty wide. So we want to be streamlined as possible. Okie dokie. Okay, Jeremy, last video. Just want to show you how much faster you're swimming right there. Good entry. I think you can glide a little bit longer instead of a quicker pull. You know, that's debatable. Open water, triathlon swim. Sean would even say a quicker pull, faster rotation, and there's some that's definitely valid. So whatever you feel comfortable with in there, I think you could stretch out a little bit more right here, and I really want to keep you from coming inside right there. I want the elbow to stay out and high, and not pulling underneath you, pulling in sideways and then pushing back out. I didn't really notice that as much as I did today. So we'll work on that. That one right there doesn't seem to do it as much. That one does. I definitely like seeing you bilaterally breathe. I think it's really needed. When you breathe here, you can see that you're pressing down with your hand to help yourself out. Your hands need to do the same exact thing that they're doing in a non-breaststroke as in a breaststroke. So make your arms do the same thing and don't press down. Also, when you go to breathe, see how late you are in the breath. I talked about that earlier, but you need to be breathing. You should be breathing already, not going for your breath as you're 3/4 of the way through your stroke, because that's only going to give you this short window of time to close back off, and you need more breath than that. Really, all in all, Jeremy, much better. Really looks good. Keep working on one goggle in the water. Definitely keep bilaterally breathing. Hands outside. Guess that's really it. If you have any questions, give me a holler. If there's something I didn't cover that you want to know about, let me know. And good work. I'm excited about your race this weekend. Let me know how it goes. See you. Bye.